時の光、電子の海を漂うオタクに笑顔を、未来の平和をお約束、動物だけど任せとけ。インターネットエンジェルただいま降臨。社会をやめろ、家族をやめろ、人間関係をやめろ。今すぐ薄暗い部屋で青白いライトを浴びろ。大丈夫、怖かったこと全部上書きするからね。現実よりもおかしくなりそうなほど情報型のインターネットを今助けてあげるよ。ダーリンダーリン、嘘は外と見抜けるし、この絵暴走しちゃうし、壊れてしまうけど考えなくていいんだよ。もうすぐ楽になるから。もうないに乱反射するポイズンレニー、麻薬より甘いよ。いいね、よくないね、君にとっては毒だね。いいね、よくないね、それでも飲むんだね。いいね、よくないね、二人の秘密だね。私だけ見ててね。まるで天使のように微笑む強めの計画、インターネットをして悪魔みたいにささやく、あなただけの出番に入りが。多彩に見れて承認欲求のオーバードーズ、脳電直撃する私たちだけの宗教の光、倫理より激しく生きた宇宙すら侵食する恋、何度も送られる毒電波を優しさだけで包んで、逆さまのコンピューターと断片的なカウンセリング、きらめく屋上で奏でた夢見心地の旋律、夕暮れ時にさよならの練習をして、壊して愛して許してぐるってぐるってぐるって甘くぐるわけね。繋ぎ始める世界、曖昧になる風景、あなただけが映っているメモリー、神様なんていないよ。このふざけたインターネットは七色のサイケデリック、 SNS という瓶詰め地獄に救済を。過去の歴史は未来フリー、あなたのためならすぐそばに。インターネットエンジェル可愛い参上。まるで天使のように抱きつく強めの計画、インターネットをして悪魔みたいにキスする、あなただけの入りが。
Hello! Alright, good evening everyone! Thank you so much for waiting! Oh my gosh, hello Dig, hello Not At All Dig, hello Asterix! And thank you so much for the Thirsty Redeem, Asterix! Let me have a little sip right now. Oh man, my model looks so funny when I am having a drink. Oh, delightful Dig! How are you guys doing tonight? Thank you for being so patient. I accidentally got home from work today and slept for like 3 hours, which I did not mean to do at all. So I was running a bit late, and then my capture card decided that it needed a beating again, so I had to take care of that. Dig's trying to give you a fright! Oh no, what's happening? Dig, what are you doing to Asterix? What's going on? Is it because there's 2 of him? Dig and his shadow clone, Not At All Dig? They are pretty freaky. Dig, you can't just demand hugs from people, you gotta get permission, okay? Oh god, ew! Those arms are so... What is that arm emote? Where did this... What the limited time only emote? What is this? Why do they have this? How did you get this? Where did this come from? I have never seen this before. I'm kind of losing it. Oh my god. Listen, Dig. Oh geez, the snowman face kind of makes it even worse. That is really scary, oh my god. Dig, I'm so sorry. I know this is a very hurtful thing for me to say, but your arms are hideous and I can understand why people would not want to be hugged by them. And I think it's fair. Oh, I get it! I see now, they're like that because they're branches to go with the snowman. It took me a minute. I was like, why are there these weird emotes of this like long skinny arm? I thought it was like a monster arm or something, and I was so scared of it. I was so upset and afraid. Now that I understand their snowman arms, they're like a little less scary. But on their own especially, they are kind of freaky, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my gosh, you have so many Christmas emotes, that's so funny. Oh my god, I like the snowman on fire. That's a really, really good one. Oh my gosh. Oh my, wait, is that like Santa going into the tree like Homer Simpson? That's great, I love that. That is so funny, Dig. Were these just like available for a limited time and you have them now? Because if you get to keep them forever, that's gonna be so much fun during Christmas. Whoa, there's so many of them flying everywhere. Oh my gosh, you have so many, Dig. I like your collection. I bet they're very fun to use around December. Oh my gosh. Winter 2018, okay. That's cool. That's very fun. Oh, 2019. Oh my gosh, I like the reindeer, the one that's doing the shocked Pikachu face. That is really good. These are all really good emotes. Oh, that's the 2020 New Year's? Oh my gosh. Yes, I like that one. That's funny. That's really good. Thank you for sharing those, Dig. Those are very, very fun. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so many holiday emotes. Oh, you can tell that Dig really enjoys like watching streams and stuff. He has all the cool emotes. That's so much fun. Ah, I'm jealous. I need to start collecting emotes a bit more seriously. That's so cool. Alright though then. Yeah. The Bahari ones are so good. I love Bahari's emotes. They just, like, they convey emotions in such an indescribable way, you know? Bahari did such a good job on them. I really love them. They're so funny and so good. They always crack me up whenever I see somebody use them. Oh, Bahari is just great in general. So talented, so cool. Love Bahari. Alright though, I guess we've been waiting around long enough. I'm gonna switch over to the game. All right. So, as usual, I have to check. How is the volume of the game compared to my voice? How's it feeling? Am I too loud, too quiet? Is the game overpowering me? Is the game too quiet? Feel free to let me know before we really get started here. Fun, always fun having to do sound checks for this game. I'm especially just nervous after I had to fight the capture card. You don't know until I get into it? Alright, there is supposed to be music on this menu screen. Okay, can't hear it too much, then I definitely need to turn it up. Okay. Is this better? Is this too loud? Is it still kind of quiet? Like, I did turn it up quite a bit there. That's better. Ideally, should it be like louder, or would you say that about right here is good? Oh yes, and once again, I also do have my fan on in my room because it has been warm, so little bit of GM makes it easier to hear both you and Freya at the same time. Fair enough. I was like surprised Freya's still going. She must be really enjoying Buddy Simulator. Oh, I was watching her for a bit and then I was like, oh, I gotta go set up stream. So I'm glad she's still streaming and having fun though. That's awesome. But alright, as long as it's easy to hear me. It's too spooky? Oh no, is she suffering? You think she's enjoying the game? Oh no! Oh, good. Freya's always so funny when she plays horror games. I know, I was watching her Resident Evil VOD. It was so funny. She cannot aim for shit. I felt bad, but I was laughing at her so much. Asterix not having a good time. Oh no, hang in there, Asterix. Oh no. Well, at least, even though you have spookiness in one tap with Freya, Ace Attorney isn't very spooky, unless this game goes in a direction that I'm really not expecting right now. I guess the original trilogy and stuff still does have ghosts, but like they're not like scary ghosts. They're just around. I don't know if we'll have ghosts in this game because we don't have a little medium with us. We had some lawn arms appearing to give us a hug. Aw. If Sham's arms grow, I'm right. To be fair, if his arms started growing out of nowhere, I think I'd also just like force quit. Hello, Axel. Good to see you. And yeah, Ace Attorney stuff has weird moments. It's a very silly series, but at the very least, it's never spooked me. Except when I'm worried about my favorite characters being in danger. Oh my gosh, okay, I'm gonna get into the game. We're doing Trial 4! Well, it's technically not even the 4th trial in this game. It's only the 3rd trial, but it's for Case 4, the Clouded Kokoro. Last time, we got basically no evidence during our investigation. We just kind of called out a married couple that was pretending to be richer than they actually are. That was kind of it. Shelms was there though, and that was great. You know, sometimes that's all you need. Alright though, so the 20th of February, 9:23 a.m. Why did I think 19? The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Yeah, Shelms is a relief. You know what, I'd love if he showed up during one of the trials. I know he definitely comes off as more like investigation-y kind of a character, but I'd like to see him like just hang out or testimony or like be an assistant. I'm also gonna adjust the game window a bit because I can see. There we go. It wasn't fully filling this little screen there, and that's gonna bug me. Alright, well, I never expected this. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon? Oh yeah, it's been like a day. We are on a study tour of Great Britain with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible. That's a fair point, but you don't usually do I don't know. Do lawyers do trials like day in and day out? I feel like that's probably not how their job works. I don't know much about actually being a lawyer. Well, yes, I suppose that's true, but For the person in the dock, it may very well be his or her one and only time in court, and it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass. Oh, when you put it like that, you're quite right. It's true, people's lives are on the line. Good morning. Who? Ah, you, our defendant! Mr. Natsume, good morning. Oh dear, are you all right? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot. The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. Yes, I've heard that expression. But I really don't want to catch a worm. Guys, would you still love me if I were a worm? Would you catch me? So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink. And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result. Do all literary people take things so literally? Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume. I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs in the balance. I'm too terrified to tremble. I don't know, you're trembling. Really, because I can feel the tremors in the floor. I love when Ryunosuke and I have the exact same thought processes. It's so funny. Oh god! That one is pretty good, Dig. That's a pretty good contender. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, I wish my model could move its arms because I'm just like, it's so funny. I want to like copy him. I can't do this. I can't take it. Although, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Yes? Reminds me of the creep song. Oh my gosh, yeah. I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London. Oh, neither did I. Those are some good ones too, Dig. I like them. Do you know why that might be, Miss Susato? I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea. So that all-knowing look on your face is just coincidence then, is it? Don't hide the truth from me. It's because of the Reaper, isn't it? Hee. Lord Von Seeks. Is that right, Miss Susato? Yeah, he's gonna be here. I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes, Lord Von Seeks is on the front page of every one. Von Seeks, yeah! I knew it! That stinky man with the stinky man voice. Oh my god. The grim emote is so funny with it. I love that, Dig. Oh my gosh. Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday. Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? The trial 2 days ago marked Lord Von Ziek's return to the courtroom after a very long hiatus. The trial of Magnus McGilded. Ugh. What a harrowing experience that was. Yeah, fuck that guy. But oh my god, with the Dan emote? That's great. Please show Melly that sometime. I need Melly to see it. I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's. But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country. Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon for what appears to be a mundane murder? That's the question the papers are asking, and they are all speculating various answers. Mundane! Mundane! It's the most significant saga of the century to some of us! Oh dear, I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that is how the papers are describing it. Well, lest we also forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Oh, that's a good point. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago. Oh? Yes, I agree. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you! Oh, it's me! Oh, jeez, oh, me? Well, I suppose that's true. Both times it is you who stands against this legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper. I wanna be. Maybe more. Please, I don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers. I'm afraid there's really only one other explanation. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck. Thanks for that. Oh, this is just my luck. Why must I be represented by a man with such frail fortune? Listen, I always turn it around. Wait, Ryunosuke always turns it around, you know? It's just, you know, it's how it be as a defense attorney and ace attorney. But the least lucky lawyer alive. Well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you. True. Yeah, this man is gonna give himself a heart attack. The sirens outside, shut up, I'm streaming. God. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student, new to London, with little in the way of experience or skills or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter end, and I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume. Oh, benevolent locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we will always be on your side. I think you're mixing games. I think Pain here, he had like samurai hair, but I don't think he lost it during the first trial. If I'm remembering correctly. It's been a bit. Oh, benevolent non-locum assistant Miss Mikotoba Esquires. I am in your debt forever. I shall never forget this great kindness for as long as I live. Mr. Natsume, counsel for the defense. Right, I think that was during the flashback trial with Mia. Because you think like, oh, it's been like so long ago he had hair back then. And then, yeah, that happens. The court session is about to begin. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once. Dun dun dun. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright then, Mr. Natsume, it's time. Let's go. Oh, I'm nervous. We have like no evidence. I'm nervous. Yes! I'm nervous. This is it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. No, don't show him to me! Oh. Why do they gotta remind me of him whenever I'm just chilling and I'm minding my own business, and then they make me think about how much I miss Cosma, and I hate this game because they took someone so amazing from me. It's not fair. God, I hope you're watching over me, Cosma, because this time I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. Ah! Stop making me emotional. I hate this. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight. Get him off the screen. I can't bear to look at him anymore. Get him out of here. Thank you. Goodbye. Fuck. Alright, 10 o'clock a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. Me too, Aster. Freya, what? Who cummed on her? God, I always knew this would happen one day live on stream, but I didn't think it would be this soon. That fucking whore. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. Trevor, technically? God. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Can you guys go hop in Freya's chat and tell her that I say she's a slut? Thank you. The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord. I always feel so silly trying to do a deep man voice. I really can't. But I'm like, no, he's clearly a manly guy, you know? Like, he needs a deep voice. I can't just use, like, my slightly lower voice for, like, Ryunosuke, where I just kind of go, like, a little bit down, where I'm like, the defense is ready, my lord. With Van Zeeks, I'm like, oh, I forgot. really deep down, but my voice can actually do it very well. I like doing like little voices, but I'm clearly not a voice actress. God, look at this stinky man. The Nipponese are a truly fascinating breed. Sorry, what? Lord STAAAART has told me all about you. That bitch! Tell Freya she's a bitch and a liar. Oh my god, Koves, I love that emote! Oh my god, it's Kay from Virtue's Last Reward! Oh my god! Oh my god, that's such a good emote! Thank you. Oh my god, wait, that's from Anderson JPF. Oh my gosh, I love his streams. It's Coggers, that's so good. I love that. Wait, shit, has he been playing Zero Escape? Did I not know that? Fuck. I'm gonna have to see if he's uploaded his VODs and catch up. Oh my god. Yeah, I love Joseph Anderson. His Persona playthroughs were so fucking funny. Oh my god. Tell Freya that if she doesn't stop acting like such a little twat, that Thancred will never love her. Okay? Yeah, he's a troll, but he is really funny. I think a lot about how much he loves Yusuke sometimes, and it's really great. Definitely worth checking out his highlights on his VODs. Oh, I know, that third Witcher video. I understand why it's taken a while, because I know he has like a family and everything, and I'm pretty sure his wife had another baby or something while it was being made. But yeah, it's been a bit. I hope he is able to finish it soon, and to a degree that he's happy with. I know they're really long. I can't imagine what it's like to be a video essayist who does stuff like that. It's gotta be a ton of work, so I don't super blame him. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes, I read this line. That you were a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago. A mere amateur. Do you have a point? Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try to help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance. Stop being racist! Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description. Thank you, Susato. Susato-san. After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent. Oh my gosh, he has 4 kids now? For some reason I thought it was only 3. Wow. Oh, he's gotta be busy. I can't imagine having 4 kids. That's so many! Very true, and a most fascinating, if dark, trial it was too. Back to the trial at hands. Dig, are you a hands guy? Whoa. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. Oh, those hands! Yeah! Ew! It's on my face, ew! Here's to the acquitted and his unfortunate violent end. You're an everything guy. You know what? That's pretty mature of you, Dig. It is Mr. Left Shrug Arms. Freya's stunned that you would be mean to her and surprised you're bullying her. Tell her that she knows I bully her every day of my life. This should be the least surprising thing on earth. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going for a stream myself. I'm hopping in. I'm hopping into the battle myself. I'm hopping in myself. She's not a nice person. You're not a nice person. You're so fucking mean all the time. Dig, you're telling lies! Oh my god. Oh wait. Freya is tricking you. Yeah, I am rage coughing, Kobes. I'm balding. I can't stop. Oh god, she's so gross. Ew! Ew. Here and your baby. Oh, no, thank you. I'm going back to solve the murders, bitch. She's so fucking awful. Oh my god. Oh god, and wig redeem. Alright, alright. There we go. Wig redeem. Thank you, Dig. I don't super remember what the fight's over. What? Somebody just says... Who said it first? Somebody said something about Freya first, and then I told them to pass a message to her. Oh no, did you clip it? Oh right, it started because you said Freya got cummed on, and I called her a whore. I guess I kind of actually instigated it then. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. God. Oh my god. Okay, I had some iced tea to calm myself so that we can get back into it. Oh my god. Freya loves you, but you're still a bitch. I mean, I still love Freya very much, and she's great, but she's also a whore. But she's my whore, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's just how friendship between girls is. Alright, let's get back to it. What? Asterix? No, why would you do that? That's so mean. Tricking me. Inciting violence. Thank you, councils. I see both sides are in fine fettle. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public? Who's telling the truth and who's telling lies? Oh my god, ran awkward civil war. Thank you, Kobes. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again later. That's so great. Alright. You'll never know when you might be down on your luck, but I believe in fair play for everyone. Oh, thank you, Axel. I'm glad I have one person I can rely on. Oh, this lady, she needs a very, like... I don't know how to explain it, but to me she looks like she needs like a Betty Boop voice, but I don't know if I can do that. I'm doing pretty okay, Essie. I'm still a little bit coughy, but I'm doing my best to deal with it. How about you, Essie? How are you feeling lately? Oh, 1 second, I need to cough. Freya wants you to care for yourself? Asterix, I want you to care for yourself too. Oh, I'm alright. Sit me up. Sit me up, Essie. You're Sandalphon! I love Sandalphon! Oh my god, he's so cool. He's so cute. I love him. He's such a good boy. Oh my god. He's best boy. Thank you, Essie, for your excellent taste. I appreciate you so much. Oh my god, I love Sandalphon. I'm gonna go blow a kiss to my Sandalphon android right now. Mwah! He doesn't look happy. He's being soon, but that's very usual for him. Alright. Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear. Oh, well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fellow. Oh my god. She's on the jury. I'm afraid to say, I think it's quite possible that mustached foreigner did the deed. I don't know what an acamophiliac is. Do I want to know? Come on, what are we waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway. Yeah? Sorry, didn't quite catch that. Very well, let us proceed. Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Von Zieks. Oh god, maybe it does have something to do with monarchs. Ah, you! Oh, it's time for the wake to go back on. Yay! Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with a rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Soseki Natsume. Mr. Londan. Ooh, Londan. I like the idea of Londan. He's just all stretched out. That's gonna be the final boss of Xenogears. For sure, I guarantee it. Yeah, the wake just stays on, or stays off for a few minutes. I'm sorry, Dig. Don't worry, once the cooldown's done, you can take it off again. And while our country has extended this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably, the kindness has not been returned. In fact, the student is accused of a most sinister act. Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street. A knife crime. I tell you from better experience, those are the worst. Blayuth they are. Oh my gosh, wait, yes, this is one of the witnesses from the McGilded case. Oh my god. Just look at that sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese. Can this court not be racist for like 5 minutes? Come on, let's get this over with. With me now, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Eh? Sorry, didn't quite catch that. Pray, forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hallowed chalice here in this great chamber. Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. Very well. Bailiff, lead the inspector in, please. Oh, it's Inspector, the one with the chips. Yummy, the infinite chips. Your name and occupation, please. Yes, sir. Spider-Man. Get me pictures of Spider-Man on my desk, Parker. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard. Would you please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector? The victim is thought to be a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green. I beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be? Yes, having been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious. Has she still not woken up? That was 3 days ago now, and she's been comatose ever since. No, you did not tell me your Final Fantasy XIV Spider-Man story. Please feel free to tell it in chat. I'd love to read it. What? So they don't even know who she is for sure? Comatose. I see. But her life is not in danger. Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder. Pray, elaborate on the details, Inspector. Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at this street map. Let's see. I'm fine with Shadowbringers spoilers. I guess if anybody in the chat is not, this is your chance to speak up. So do it within the next minute or two, or I'm gonna let Asterix tell it. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago, around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Greed, was walking down the street. Out of the blue, she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back. Oh, that's a good idea, Kobez. Alright, go ahead, Asterix, and Kobez will handle letting people know when the story's done. Luckily, the young lady's life was spared. She's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far. Thank you, Inspector. The court will accept the documents as evidence, if you please. Alright, let's take a look at that case file. I want to read it properly. File containing an overview of the case and details about the victim. She was found with a knife in her back and is currently in the hospital, yet to regain consciousness. Let's see. Oh, that's true. I'll say Baba Booey when the story's done. 1 second. Okay, I'm good. So, details. Young woman rendered unconscious following a stab to the back. Olive green, female, stout build, in her early 20s. Pavement of Briar Road, east side. Reporting officer was royally beat. The victim remains unconscious. Her name is gleaned from her personal effects. Other details are unknown. Apart from the single stab wound from the large knife, no other signs of injury were observed. The assailant was seen running away by the reporting officer and was successfully arrested the following day. Oh my god. That is really funny, Asterix. That's a good story. Alright. I won't read it aloud, so... But I'm gonna also Baba Booey just to push it up a little bit. Baba Booey. Baba Booey. Okay, I feel like that's good because it's not... I mean, it might still be visible on browser chat, but at the very least, on like my screen, it's not actually visible. It's not visible on stream, so that's good. Baba Booey! What of the weapon that was used? Sir, I have that here. It was removed from the victim's back. Listen, I wanted to push it up. I know stream delay made it seem unclear, but... Ouch. That big thing is starting to make me scared to walk down the street now. With a heavy blade like that, almost anybody would have been able to stab the poor woman. Even the scragged-looking Saseki-san, I suppose. A common old garden jackknife, I would say. Rather nondescript. Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence. Alright. A large but commonplace folding knife was found lodged in the victim's back. Alright. Let's take a look and examine it a little bit closer. Ah! It's like a switchblade. Good to know. Yeah, just... Okay, you can put it back. Anything else about it? Anything to say while it's folded up? Okay, yeah, there's no tip of the blade. Oh, look here, Mr. Naruhodo, just at the tip. A small piece of the blade appears to be missing, as sharp as our detective skills. Oh, imagine Sholmes hiding in the switchblade. Oh, he would find a way to pop out of there. If anybody could do it, it's him. A small piece of the blade appears to be missing. You're right. Well spotted, Miss Susato. I wonder what could have happened to it. Yes, you don't think... could still be lodged in the victim, do you? Oh dear, I do hope not. That sounds terribly painful. Yeah, that's a good question. We'll definitely have to figure out where that tip went. Just the tip. Now then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume. From what we can tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it seems like she's a poor student herself. Another magnet case, could you imagine? I'd go insane. Hard to imagine she would have had anything much worth pinching, my lord. You see, well in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment toward the victim? I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting second-hand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Nutsmaid, doesn't appear to get out much. At this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim.
Yes!
Yes! If theft and grievance had been ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Nutsmaid possibly have had for stabbing the young woman? God, I love his nervous sprites. They're so funny. Yet you arrested the man in spite of that, in a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way.
Objection!
What the heck? Why is he like this? He picked it up so dainty, and then he just flipped it away. What the heck? The whole bottle. Oh my god. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery. Did that land on people? But your words have soured its hallowed bouquet. For it is you, my learned friend, who's being heavy-handed here. What? Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student. Yes, Essie, what's up? Yes, sir. Yes, I am familiar with that video. It's so good. Oh my god, Essie. Oh, I need to send Essie a video. Oh, tell Chair Bear I say hi too. Here it is. I love this video. I love this video so much. Essie, this is just for you. This is just for you, Essie. Wait, no. I can pull it up. Browser.
But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. Somehow your deeds lend true to your words. Giving the lie to my doubts in so doing, I have seen others draw strength from your belief in Ishgard. There you go. You inspire them to stand up and fight, no less. But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never
I love that video so much. You know what? And let me see if I can bring up the gas station. God. It's so funny.
This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Ew.
To unleash
Shut the
rugged
fuck up.
capability and take on bigger adventures together. This is your moment to
wow.
unleash.
I
Get
can't
this great
actually
offer on
interact.
this Ford Explorer. Only at
God, you're so loud. Shut up. Hello, Yuzuki. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm ready for some mysteries, and this is what you get.
What was that sound? Hey Heidelin, what do you do if your car goes poof, poof, poof?
A car going poof, poof, poof usually means the vehicle needs a substance called gasoline.
Oh, that's what that's for. Oh, here's a gas station. $100k gallon. Hey you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you. Is this normal?
Hello, and welcome to Eorzea Gas, the home to the best gas prices in the land, where we put our customers first.
Oh wow. Well, maybe I'll get some extra for the Scions. I'm sure Tataru won't mind.
God.
If you like that, be sure to like and subscribe. And there's more right here. Thank you to my patrons.
Yeah, the roller coaster one is so funny. There's just something about the other guy taking Alphino's place in the scene and looking so awkward. Yeah, this is something interesting. GSDLC. Hello, Maddie Cakes. Good to see you. How are you doing today? Also, now that we're not watching videos, how are you, Yuzuki? Good to see you. Oh my gosh. Mr. Natsume's arrest. As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred. There was an unusually light fog. The newbie exits the struggle. Oof. I need to try it sometime soon, but I'm scared. Ah. Good luck, Yuzuki. I believe in you. You can do it. Yeah, I'd love to go together. That'd be fun. I would be super down. Hand in hand. Aww. We're talking about Final Fantasy. And the new patch. Oof. Oh, well, congrats on getting your clear. That is a big step. That helps a ton. Oh my gosh. I believe in you, I believe in you, Yuzuki. Medicakes. Like, I still believe in Medicakes, but Medicakes already cleared it. So, you know, it's different. The last phase is Touhou? Oh no. Man, I do need to try and play a Touhou game. I don't expect to be good at it, but they do look very fun, and just seeing like Yuzuki and some of my other mutuals love it so much. I've always liked the designs. But I know I would suck at it, but it would be fun to try sometime. And the side games and spin-offs always look so cute. Visibility was reasonably good, and there's no one else about but the victim and the accused. Yeah, I can't remember, was it you who told me it's just kind of about finding the one safe spot and just kind of hanging out there? Yeah, Yuzuki had a Touhou restaurant. I remember watching a bit of those streams, but I think I was busy most of the time when they were happening, but I did watch the VODs. Ugh. Oh, I know she does, but she's going through the grief stage of Estinian simping, so we need to let her, like, kind of ride it out. We need to, like, you know, she's in the denial stage. She's gonna, and see it, shut the fuck up, she's going into anger, you know, and then she'll, like, go to sadness and bargaining, and then she'll finally reach acceptance. So we gotta just be patient with her and let her, you know, work through these new emotions. I understand, Essie, it's very hard. I denied my Estinian simping for an extremely long time. So I understand. Even though I know I bully, I get it. I bully because I know how it was to be there, and it's like, haha, that used to be me. But you'll get there, Essie. I love you. I believe in you. I support you forever and always.
Shut up. Actually, shut up. Shut up!
Thank you for the biddies, Essie. I love you. That's so kind of you. You're so kind, Essie. She's the best. I wish her and Estinian nothing but happiness. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he'd just bought. He was on the way home from a bookshop, it seems. It was just a matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him. Interesting. Old books, you say? Yes, my lord. I have a photograph here of the scene of the crime, taken immediately after the incident. Okay, there is the knife. Yeah, there are the books. Yeah, casual murder on the way home from the bookstore. You know how it be. I'm not sure if I can notice anything from this photo particularly out of the ordinary, but I might have to examine it closer. I will take that photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector. The crime scene photograph has been entered into the court record. A large knife can be seen in the victim's back. Okay, well, we're gonna take a moment before we let Von Zeke be racist and take a closer look at this photograph. Let's see, button looks normal. Yeah, I can't, at least at a glance, I can't see anything that feels like too out of the way, you know? Well, it'll be good to just take a look and make sure I know kind of generally what the scene looks like here. Yeah, 3 books. Okay. Do you book it after the murder? That's a good one, Kobez. Ugh, yeah, buying textbooks sucks. They're so expensive. Alright, time to be racist, Von Zeeks. You Nipponese are a spineless breed, too cowardly to admit defeat, denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Well, Forgive me, Lord Von Zeeks, but the defendant is not denying everything, as you put it. What are you doing, Miss Susato? Hello, welcome to the stream, Lo! How are you doing? Did you come over here? I remember I saw you in Freya's stream. How are you doing? Thank you for coming over here. It's nice to see you. Welcome. Do go on. Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? To escape lawn arms? Very fair. The lawn arms are very scary. I do not blame you. But yeah, Dig's still here. Scary. Well, now you mention it. When we visited him in the prison yesterday, he did tell us what had happened. Yeah, lawn arms is very scary. I don't blame you for being terrified. As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was. Asterix! Thank you so much! That is so kind of you! Oh my gosh, thank you so much! That's so kind! Thank you! Oh, everybody say thank you to Asterix, please, if you got a sub. And, you know, please enjoy your new emotes and everything. Thank you so much, Asterix. That was beyond kind of you. Yeah, Golbez Nero got one. God, that's funny. Aw, I'm happy. Medi got one. Essie got one. Let's see. My Mermum got one. Jalithi got one. Awesome. Yeah, but you have too many alts. God, all I can think of is, have you guys seen the Sonic Adventure fan dub when it's like, you'll never catch me, I'm hiding behind 5 alternative accounts? That's Kobez. She suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. A fair trade, because I think you got one for SE stream. Oh, I don't know anything about alternative accounts. There's just one Kobez, right? Those are all other people. Aw, your cat wanted to play. That's cute. Say hello to Maki for me. I love her. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. Golbez, congrats. You got a sub. Enjoy your emotes. Wow. Look at all those creatures. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my cursed lodgings. A green overcoat. Well, that's exactly what the woman in that print is wearing. Oh my! A photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next? Aw, Bean. I love Bean Aqua. She's just such a little gremlin. The defendant has done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. That does not mean that he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back. There was nobody else there at the time. Just the two of them, the victim and the accused. In other words, there's nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman. What if she stabbed herself? I can't think of any reason she would do that right now, but what if? You know? Or like, what if she had been somehow walking after already being stabbed for a while, and he just couldn't tell in like the evening dark, and then she collapsed, you know? Yeah, a lot of Prismaria does have gremlin energy. It's, oh man, once Nilla's able to stream again, it's gonna be a time. Oh man, copium time. Alright, let me put the copium on. Hello, Mermamhina, how are you doing today? I am just applying my copium. I don't know what we're copiuming for, but I'll put it on anyways. Let's see, there we go. Okay. Okay, that looks perfect to me. Alright, here, I'll move the water over. You know what, let's even make the copium. No, that's not what I wanted to. Well, it doesn't want to be reselected, so that's fine. That's fine. Oh, I want to zoom in a little bit. There we go. That's fine. I don't know, I'm like going wild. The wig redeem too? Oh my god, okay, here we go. It took the copium mask with it! Oh my gosh. Oh no. Essie, you are not the opposite of gremlin. I mean, I do think like on the gremlin spectrum, Essie is like not as much gremlin as like a lot of the rest of us, but she still has her moments, you know? She can still very much be a gremlin. Especially when she's possessed by Mr. Beast. Yeah, we do need to make like a full chart. Just like a spectrum. Gremlin to like normal, but nobody's actually at the normal end in Prismaria. We're all little freaks. It would be funny. But it'd be a funny stream sometime. That'd be really funny. Okay, I'm Googling what this is. Let's see. I get my hair back after 5 minutes. I believe the wig redeem has a cooldown, but... Oh my god. I know what it is now, Dig. I see. I see, Dig. I see. God. But yeah, I made it so that I only have to be bald for a few minutes. Because honestly, I don't want to be bald for an entire stream. Oh my gosh. A fact that the accused concedes. It seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, counsel. Proceed, please. Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance. Mind copium blowing. Good, yeah, it does have a cooldown. So people can't just spam it whenever I get to put my hair back on. Alright. So, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, I guess it wouldn't have been the... No, it might have been dark, because this is about winter time, right?
Hold it!
Jer, thank you for the raid! Oh my god. Welcome, raiders! What a time to come in. I'm looking my best. Sis, I love fanfics. Thank you so much for the follow. Bear Raid, wow, bears, wow. How are you doing, Cher? It's good to see you. Oh my gosh, let me give you a shout out. Cher, the music bear. Oh, I did that wrong. I did that wrong. It's been so long since I streamed. You were playing Just Chatting. Nice. What were you guys doing? Were you just hanging out? Jer is a great streamer. He's so funny. He's such a good and entertaining guy. He kicks my ass in Among Us. Please follow him. He's great. Thank you so much, Jer. I'm glad you like the look. Oh my god, 5 in the afternoon, his eyes are as big as the moon. I love that song so much. It's so good. Cher got nasty sodas and scorpions. Oh no, were you drinking nasty sodas on stream? That sounds fun, honestly. That sounds like a good time. Oh my gosh, though. Wild. No, you're great, Cher. You're so funny. Oh, a package of interesting foods. Sounds like fun. How's your stomach feeling after that? Oh, not yet. There'll be channel redeems. Very fun. I'll definitely have to hop in sometime and get some points and stuff to redeem those, because I would love to see for sure. Alright, one more minute and I can put my wig back on. Alright, a light fog, you say? But yeah, we are... Oh, for the newcomers in, hello, I'm Aqua Sereni. I am a mermaid VTuber from the country of Prismaria. I traded my brain cells for legs, and I am here to play games. I am, today we are playing the Great Ace Attorney. We are doing a trial where we are defending an international student who has been accused of stabbing a woman in the streets. Basically, we don't have a ton of evidence right now. All we know is that the defendant was walking behind her before she collapsed with like a knife in her back. So we need to figure out how it could be possible for that to happen and for our defendant to not be responsible. Freya! Oh my gosh, hello, welcome! Welcome Freya, welcome Raiders! Hello, thank you so much! You came back just in time for me to put my wig back on. Welcome Caesar, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the raid, Freya. Hi bitch, hi slut. Oh my gosh, Freya is another member of Prismaria. And thank you for the follow, Caesar. I will do my introduction real quick again. I am Aqua Sereni. I am a mermaid VTuber from Prismaria. I traded my brain cells for legs, and I'm here to play games. Riri!
Drink.
Hello! Alright, I will drink my iced tea. I will give Freya a shout out. She is also wonderful. If you do not already follow her, you really should be. Oh, my model went so funny taking my drink there. How was your stream, Freya? Were you enjoying it? I heard there were many lawn arms. Alright. So, yeah, so we are playing the Great Ace Attorney, which is a murder mystery, like, courtroom game. And we are currently defending an international student who was accused of basically stabbing a woman in the back on the street. Copium redeem. Let me grab that. We can get rid of the copium now, if I can get a hold of it. You know what, we're just gonna do it like this. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna center myself back a little bit more. More like this. Okay. There we go. All good. Shoot, I think I forgot to mute while I coughed. I am getting over a case of COVID. I don't think I'm positive anymore, but I still have a bit of a cough. So we're dealing with that. Axel, thank you for the posture check. Okay, let me double check how I'm sitting. Oh, that feels better. Yes, thank you so much. It didn't come through. Oh, thank God. I know it's like not a huge deal, but I get embarrassed about that sort of thing. I know it's not exactly pleasant to listen to, so I try and mute. Alright, so yes, we are doing a cross-examination. Leave you alone for an hour and they put you on the copium. I know they love the copium. I know, the bald is really good. It's really wild. I can't believe I got 2 raids while I was bald. Yeah, I'm doing pretty alright. Like I said, I don't think I'm COVID positive anymore. I just really have like the lingering cough, and I've heard that can last for quite a while. But it's mostly just annoying at this point. Alright, let's get back to our cross-examination. Oh my god, I do need to put a timer on the copium. I really need to do that. Every time that I forget to, this is what I deal with. Alright. Alright. Oh my gosh, Pika2! Thank you so much for the follow! What a time for the follow. I didn't know you were a WoW player! Oh my god. Yeah, this is the WoW player look. Pika2! I know, right? That's so clever. I love that. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow. Nice to have you here. Alright. Well, light for London. You could see the opposite side of the street for once. Not much further, though. That's light, is it? Okay, so it was foggy out. Around these parts, yes. Not something I'd expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course. I've heard that London is famous for its fog. But in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance. How quaint. Yes, well, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as I expect you can appreciate. I see. At this time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm. Yeah, I imagine that'd be a problem. A conductor Pikachu movie all about the train choo-choo. Oh my god, that'd be so cute. Pikachu would look so good in a little train conductor outfit. I'd love to see that. Indeed. The other day I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling. Ugh. Susato-san and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen. However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. A fact no doubt lamented by the accused. Okay, Huh.
You're mine!
Ah, you're mine! Visibility was reasonably good and there's no one else about but the victim and the accused. We don't know that for sure, though. How are you able to state that with any certainty? Me too, Freya. Quite simply, my learned friend, because that is what the witnesses to this crime have told us. Ah yes, Inspector Gregson mentioned the witnesses yesterday, didn't he? That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard. Yeah, we still haven't met that witness. That is correct, ma'am. Then we must hear their testimony! God, I love when he does the baby slap because he's nervous. The prosecution will of course call them to the stand, should it be necessary. But wait a minute! At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, in the middle of winter, it would have been dark already. That's what I was thinking too. No matter how light the fog might have been, no one could have seen. Okay, see you in a little bit, Asterix. I'm unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. But here in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated by in the night by gas street lights. Yeah, it's good to like at least prep yourself for bed. Oh, Freya, were you telling him to get a better sleep schedule or something? The prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime. Quite. Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has conquered the darkness. which means we really need to hear those witness statements. I don't know, even on a lit street, you know? It's still possible for stuff to be hard to see. If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to. It seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continue with your testimony, Inspector. SC dancing. I love that emote. Alright, out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. From behind, you say? Your hope is with SC allowing you not to maintain a proper sleep schedule? I mean, I shouldn't talk because I'm also terrible with my sleep schedule, but you should get proper sleep. That's right, as you can see from this print. Yes, quite so, Inspector. The handle of the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. And you say this poor woman, Miss Green, remains in a critical condition, comatose no less. I'm afraid so, my lord. Yes, she's been treated at Bart's. Yeah, from behind. I was hopeful that she'd come around before the trial started so I could take a statement, but it wasn't to be. Yes, that is indeed a pity. It would have been most illuminating to hear the victim's own account of events. Luck is on your client's side, it seems. Huh? On the contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky. Your force of tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly wide eyes, I'm afraid. Ugh. Well, poor Ryunosuke. He's doing his best out here. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Mr. Natsume's belongings, I think you'll find it's all there in the photographic print of the crime scene. You once fell asleep at 6:30. In defense, this was when your family and you were living in Brazil and your mom took you to the Carnival Festival, which runs all literal night from like 10 to 6. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I think the latest I've ever slept was a time a couple years ago when Yuzuki and I were hanging out and we were playing through Final Fantasy X together, and we were like really wanted to finish the game and get to the ending, and we didn't go to bed until I think it was like 8 or 9 a.m. We literally stayed up all night just playing Final Fantasy X to get to the ending, because the final boss is a bitch and a pain, but we did it and it was so fun and I really loved that night. It was really good. Yes, the 3 books on the floor. That's right, my lord. Second-hand books they were. Irreparably damaged after falling in the snow, of course. The accused could easily have carried all 3 books in one hand, which means his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example. He's very clever, isn't he? What do you mean? He's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume had his hands full with his books. He's managed to close the one avenue of escape we might have had before we even knew it was there. You mean to say that the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust the knife into the woman's back? There's gotta still be a way. I feel like there's something off here. He once did a sleep experiment for school, and the side effects were tracked. Oh, I bet that felt crazy. Had to get the doctor to sign off for the school. Oh my goodness. How did you feel by the end of that experiment? Were the side effects that you became a gamer? That's a good question, Kobez. I'd like to know too. That must be what happened, my lord. Yes. Let's see.
Hold it!
The defendant apparently visits a second-hand bookshop on a daily basis. Yes, so I understand. A shop full of old English literature. I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of his scholarly attention. The bloke's room was stacked floor to ceiling with those musty old books. Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector? You leveled up your gaming skills? Perfect. You know, like, that's the most important thing. It all balances out. Equivalent exchange and all that. Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid. Okay. The closest secondhand bookshop to the accused lodgings is this place here, Bourbon Books. A little place in the corner of Briar Road and Meerschaum Street. Made it to the 5th day before the doctor heavily suggested it to end. Ooh, I can imagine. As it happens, the accused is currently living in lodgings on the other side of Briar Road at the opposite end, which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home. Something like this. Locals maps information has been updated in the court record. Okay. Let me take a closer look at that and see if there's anything that I should keep in mind that the characters have to say. Okay, yeah, it's just in this, and this is where the crime happened. He had dizziness, hallucinations, and audible abnormalities. That sounds a little freaky. That does sound kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from that particular shop. Mr. Naruhodo, I think that what the inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance. Yes, I agree. Most important point that the inspector just made being... Ooh, let me look again. Let me look again. Okay. I want to say that it's the location? The crucial detail in what you've just told the court inspector is the location of the bookshop. I couldn't agree more. Yay, I did it! My brain cells, all 2 of them, they worked so hard. So, where is it exactly? Eh? Are you winding me up, Sunshine? I just explained that! Got the map out and everything, used red bloomin' ink, and drew the bloke's route home on for you! And I distinctly remember seeing you nod along, Counsel. Oh, he's just like me for real. Oh, yes, of course. I must have been so nervous I didn't take it in. He's just like me for real, for real. The blunder of the day goes to you, my learned friend. No, not yet. The trial's only just begun after all. Mr. Naruhodo, I would strongly advise you to look carefully through the court record at this stage. Alright, yes, I'm gonna look. Okay. Okay. Wait a second. You didn't buy them from Bourbon Books! I'm stupid! My 2 brain cells were not working! No! Let me redo it, no! Inspector, continue with your testimony, please. No, we're going back. Alright, let's... Oh my god, Kobez and Golbez are fighting. Oh no. Me and my 2 brain cells can't handle it. I know. Ace Attorney's merciless when you get something wrong. Honestly, I'm lucky that they didn't take a bit of my health away for that. Okay. Na. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I just need to get back to the question. Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor? What? Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? Meerschaum means seafoam. Oh, cute! Love that. Maybe. Oh, well, you know. I mean, yes, it could be a very important clue. Very well. Not that I can see it being of any great significance. But please revise your testimony accordingly, Inspector. Hee hee. Yes, sir, my lord. Whatever you say. Could the man be any more sardonic? Alright, on his way home from Bourbon Books. Wow. What do you think about this? Take that! Objection! Have a good lurk, Freya! Enjoy your dinner! If I could just stop you there, Inspector Gregson. I know I need to set up a lurk command. Ah, I'll do that soon, I promise. Alright, what is it, Sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know. This is a receipt that we found in Mr. Natsume's room. Nah, I just don't have my lurk command even set up. I really need to do that. It was issued on the day of the incident, and details the purchase of 3 second-hand books. When is the case of Gregson and the missing Ching gonna be solved? This poor man. You found that in the accused room, did you? Yes, but the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it. Aw, have a good sleep, Axel. I know weather can really affect your, your energy levels. I hope you have a good sleep. I will talk to you later. Thank you so much for dropping by. Bye-bye. Go on. This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books. Your Books. Y-O-R-E. I can't fucking spell, I presume. Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsume did indeed purchase a number of books at a second-hand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books. Eh? What? Inspector, do you know of this other bookshop? Yes, sir. Your Books is another second-hand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books. Yeah, who needs sleep? Me too, sis. It's just that, well, it's such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have known about it. Whoa. Neighbors who lived above me dropped something, I think. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but there was a loud bang above me. But in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. And this receipt proves it.
Objection!
Well, yes. For what difference it makes. Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
Objection!
I disagree. I mean, after all, I have the street map here, if that might be of help. Oh, yes, thank you. Have a look at this, please. Is Bourbon Books, or Your Books in the other direction? The defendant had been returning for Bourbon Books. Then yes, he would almost certainly have passed the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, yeah, everyone needs sleep, apparently. Yeah. I don't know, the neighbors who live above me are weird. They I swear to God, I hear hammering and stuff all the time, and I'm always like, what are they doing up there? What are they doing up there? It's part of why I don't often stream during the daytime, even if I have a day off, because it's like, I don't know what they're doing. If we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, Your Books, it may very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all. Could that be true? My, it rather depends on where this other bookshop is, but I do declare it may be a possibility. Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? What you just said? Absolutely, it absolutely could be right. Inspector Grayson, where's this Your Books establishment? Well, obviously we looked into that. They work for IKEA building furniture remotely. Maybe. Always have luck with neighbors. Yeah, I'm honestly, my neighbors, they're not terrible. It's not super constant, but it happens every now and again. And the people that I've like met in the hallways and stuff here have been really nice, so I appreciate that. It turns out that your books. It's just here on the next corner of Meerschaum Street going east. Okay, so he could have still kind of taken the same route, but he could have also gone around. I don't know. And there you have it, as you can clearly see now. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Oh, we really thought we had something there. My learned Nipponese friend is obviously in training to be a clown, the way he regales us with such witticisms. Oof. That's a sick burn to your future career in the circus. Oh no! Oh, oof. Oof. He got our ass. He fucking went for us. Destroyed us. Grr. You put that glass down now, or I'll put it down for you. I didn't think I needed to spell it out, but here we go. If the accused was coming home from your books instead of bourbon books, there's no doubt he still would have passed the place where the victim was stabbed. Oof. Yes, thank you, Inspector. Ugh. Allow me to reiterate for my learned, if somewhat slow, Nipponese friend. Wherever the man purchases musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis. Oh my god, he crushed it with his bare... Well, it's not his bare hand, but he still crushed a glass with his hand. Ugh. Yikes. Oof. As I suspected, you can't fool me, and I don't suggest you try. What did I say? I've had enough of this show now. Beg your pardon? Terribly sorry, but would you mind repeating that? Mr. Naruhodo, we mustn't give up. Yeah, this man has infinite chalice and bottle works for sure. What do you mean? If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the jury may very well decide that Mr. Natsume is guilty. Oh, she's absolutely right. Yeah, the maid was, she's the wife of, like, the landlord of the defendant. It's really funny that she's here, and one of the other jurors is a witness from the previous case we did. We must consider the assertion just put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully. I know, right? I'm like, they're not checking very well for if people have a personal investment in this case. Alright, they claim Sasaki-san must have passed the location of the incident on his way home from your books, but... sounds like we need to raise an objection. The assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed. Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. We're returning from your books to his lodgings. Mr. Natsume could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route to take between the two places. Yeah, like I thought, he could go the other way too. If the defendant used these streets, look what happens. He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked.
Objection!
Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to point out that, man, I need to save this quote for when I'm in Twitter arguments. That route is what is commonly referred to as the long way round. On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home? Yeah, true, I don't know exactly how, like, juries were put together in 1800s England. I wonder... God, I'm gonna go on a wiki dive after stream tonight, aren't I? I'm gonna start researching this random stuff to see if there's, like, historical justification for that. Well, Yeah, I'm learning comebacks from Ace Attorney games. I still think a lot about, like, when Edgeworth said, "You are not just a clown. You are the entire circus." Oh, I think about that all the time. The answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't, in other words. The accused took the obvious route back to his lodgings, and is the obvious perpetrator of this crime.
Objection!
Oh, can we fight back? But, yes, I've got it! Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsume which route he took home. I have already informed the court of the accused's response to such questioning. No, don't tell me he takes... He claims he has no recollection. That doesn't help us. Dude, no. That's right. As I said, the bloke seems to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. Well, it's possible he took the long day around. That day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home. Man, I don't believe this. I thank you, my learned friend, and suggest that we do not waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around this subject. Oh my gosh, yes. The other guy went home in an ambulance. Shouldn't have bought a paramedic then. That's Virtue's last reward, isn't it? I remember that one. That's a great one. Pray, what say you, insightful jurors? But even if that is the case, the defense still... Uh-oh. 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 I agree with Lord Von Zeeks, wholeheartedly and in every way. What? I don't believe it. Does this mean... We members of the jury are completely convinced now. Very well. In that case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury to present your findings to the court.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty! 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 Guilty!
Uh-oh. No! Oh no. That's not good. That's bad. It would appear the jury's leaning is unanimous. To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You serve Queen and country admirably. Mr. Naruhodo. Guilty tastes great. No, not yet. This isn't over yet. Oh, wait, but it's spelled more like this. I can't spell. Guilty. Hee hee. It's a little fish joke from me to you. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury, so it's not over yet. Time for something that I love. I have to tip the balance of those scales the other way. I have to turn this around. Somehow. Those are the eyes of Quarry, not yet willing to give up and die. Right? I'm really proud of that one. So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial. Rights of the defense written into antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago. Call it antiquated if you will, but it's the defense's prerogative to carry out a summation examination if it so chooses. Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with a summation examination. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman? Of course we're ready. I'm all too familiar with that Nipponese whippersnapper and his Onkus refusal to throw in his alley. Listen! Very well then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. All right. The jurors' contentions. I know, right? It's like every time it comes up, I've been saying it, but I'm like, am I allowed to say this? It's like, I'm assuming it's not actually a slur, considering that it's in a game that's only rated T. But it's like, just especially with the way the characters use it. You know? For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he? If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, I can only have been the victim. Yeah, I get it. It helps with the period, and like clearly the characters are meant to be racist. Like it's not being used. I feel like it's being used very purposefully. Like they want to portray specifically the fact that, you know, that the British here are not very welcoming or understanding to Ryunosuke and Susato. And like just that they don't treat foreigners well in general. But, you know, it's still just like, ooh, don't be, ooh, they're being real racist. They're being real racist. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, not in winter. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful. I really don't care. Can't we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing. Yeah, very few countries did treat foreigners well in that time. It was not a great time. I imagine that it would have been very difficult to be living in a country that, like, was not your native homeland. Your books, yes. Nice shop that. But bourbon books? No, not worth a visit. Alright, so I gotta figure out which two jury members contradict each other here, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. With only minor exceptions, the reasons for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear. When the stabbing occurred, the only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes. Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant then fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample grounds to convict this man already. Oh dear, even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt now. Ugh, why did he have to run away like that? How are we supposed to believe in some fandom attacker that nobody could see? This is impossible. How can I possibly make a case for the defense? Mr. Naruhodo, this is no time for grumbling. We gotta do what we gotta do. If we want to force this trial to continue. Yes, I know. I have to turn the tide. I must make the jurors change their minds. Well, 4 of them at least. Exactly. We have no choice but to forge forward. Ask the jurors where they would take you on a first date. Miss Juror number 1, what would you buy me to eat? What love show is that again? You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination. Yes, my lord. I just need to keep this trial going somehow, whatever it takes. Come on, Ryunosuke, you can do it. All right. The defense's rebuttal. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Who do I have to pit against each other here? So, let's see. I think... I want to... Can I figure out what way she's facing from the court? No, this is not going to help me tell. I mean, like, these two are both about the victims, so maybe I should pit them? Oh, I can take off the copium. Thank you, Asterix. Alright, let's take it off. We're in brain cell mode now. I'm gonna try this. Let's try. I'm not actually confident in this. No, the music did not stop. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no contradiction. I got that wrong. I need to think about this a little bit more. Okay. Let's be careful. Let's be careful. Yeah. If there are any, what do I do if there's not any? Thinking. I'm like looking at this one and I'm wondering if I can apply it to anything. These are both about the bookshops. Do they contradict? Wait, I forgot I could press them! Oh my gosh, thank you so much. It's even right there in the controls and I forgot about it. Thank you for the reminder, Medicakes. I really appreciate that. Okay, let's press them and get some more info. That'll help me a ton. Excuse me, but aren't you... Yes, that's right. I was in the witness stand myself just 2 days ago. Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face. Or the side of it, anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you? That's right. After the gold rush down under, I came back to London to work. It was all going swimmingly until you started fussing around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute. Sorry? Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals. Oh, well, you know, water under the bridge. Now there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around. The police have been badgering me non-stop. If I could turn back the clock... Well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter. At least I'm in the clear now. Sorry, guys. Afraid to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't. Thank goodness. Alright, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind given our awkward history. Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now. Okay. You're right that at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him. Well, quite, that's precisely my point. Clearly that someone wearing green was the victim. And clearly that funny little Nipponese man with the disturbing mustache is the culprit. But let us not forget, madam, the defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman. Yeah, this does seem like an unethical jury. They maybe have some kinks in their system to work out here. Why, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward. Honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes. But if that's a lie as you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible? Oh, I really couldn't say. After all, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through your funny little minds? Whoa! I could tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it. I do declare the man has already made the admission. He himself has stated that there was nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. No one else could possibly have committed this awful crime. Ugh. If no one else could have done it, the accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple. Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit. Oh my, you're too kind, my lord. That went well for her. Yeah, what a statement. Also, sorry guys, I'm gonna BRB just 2 minutes. I need to take care of something real quick here.
この混沌とした令和のインターネットを照らす一筋の光、電子の海を漂うオタクに笑顔を、未来の平和をお約束、そう打つだけど任せとけ、インターネットエンジェルただいま降臨。社会をやめろ、家族をやめろ、人間関係をやめろ、今すぐ薄暗い部屋で青白いライトを浴びろ。大丈夫、怖かったこと全部はがきするからね。現実よりもおかしくなりそうなほど情報型のインターネットを今助けてあげるよダーリンダーリン。嘘は外飛び抜けるし、この絵暴走しちゃうし、壊れてしまうけど考えなくていいんだよ。もうすぐ楽になるから。脳内に乱反射するポイズンレニー、麻薬より甘いよ。いいね、良くないね、君にとっては毒だね。いいね、良くないね、それでも飲むんだね。いいね、良くないね、二人の秘密だね。私だけ見ててね。まるで天使のように微笑む強めの計画、インターネットして悪魔みたいにささやくあなただけの出番に入りが。浅い眠りと承認欲求のオーバードーズ、脳電直撃する私たちだけの宗教と光、倫理より激しく生きた宇宙すら侵食する恋、何度も送られる毒電波を優しさだけで包んで、逆さまのコンピューターと断片的なカウンセリング、きらめく屋上で奏でた夢見心地の旋律、夕暮れ時にさよならの練習をして、壊して愛して許してぐるってぐるってぐるって甘く狂わせて、繋ぎ始める世界、曖昧になる風景、あなただけが映っているメモリー、神様なんていないよ。このふざけたインターネットは七色の待機デリック、 SNS という瓶詰め地獄に救済も。過去の歴史は未来フリー、あなたのためならすぐそばに、インターネットエンジェル可愛い誕生。まるで天使のように抱きつく強めの計画、インターネットそして悪魔みたいにキスするあなただけの入りが。
Alright, I'm back! Thank you guys so much for being patient and waiting for me. OBS, there we go, my model caught up. Thank you so much for your patience, guys. I'm back. Welcome back, Freya. It's good to see you again. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the music while I was gone. Oh my gosh. Look at all these dance emotes. That's great. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get back to pressing these guys. Oh, Tokyo Mew Mew is so good, Essie. I love it. I've been watching the reboot, and it's been so much fun. I love Tokyo Mew Mew so much. It was like formative for me. I think it was the first anime I really went crazy over. It was like the first manga I owned. It makes me really nostalgic. Alright. But you can't deny that there are other routes Mr. Natsume could have taken back from your books. Oh yes, like you drew on the map, you mean. What was it? Calabash Road or something? It's like an old magical girls show from the 2000s, and right now a reboot is airing of it, which is really cute. It's about like girls who are like infused with the DNA of endangered animals, and they're protecting the planet from aliens who are trying to take it over. It's super good. It's like, I blame Kish for the way that I am now. I blame him. It's his fault. I would be normal if it weren't for him, I swear to God. Anytime I have questionable taste in fictional men, or say something wrong, like fucked up, it's Kish's fault. Yeah, oh my god, Freya! Oh my god, Freya, were you a Kish liker too? Pork Chalame, hello, how are you doing? Nice to see you! Oh. Sorry, I was clearing my throat a little bit there. Still kind of recovering from some COVID, but it's good to see you. And just like, I know you got a little bit ahead of me in Ace Attorney, so I'm sad I haven't been able to watch your streams, but I need to stay unspoiled, so it's nice to see you here. Now, Kish isn't to blame for Graha, because Graha's good taste. Kish is to blame for all my bad taste. Oh, Lettuce. Lettuce was so good. I based a bit of my design off of her, like, I was kind of looking at her colors and stuff and like her general silhouette when I was making my VTuber's design. Yeah, in Tokyo Mew Mew, all of like the girls and even the villains are named after like food and desserts. So like the main character Ichigo for strawberry, and the other girls are like mint, lettuce, pudding, and Zakuro I think is Japanese for grape, and then the villains are like Kish, which is like sometimes spelled K-I-S-H. I don't know why I said Esh. And then, oh, Zakuro's pomegranate, thank you. I was like, in my head I was like, purple food, grape. But yeah, she's pomegranate. And then, yeah, Quiche is more like the dessert quiche with a Q. And then the other villains are like tart and pie, and like the main characters work at a cafe, so it's all like cafe and dessert themed, and it's so cute. Yeah, it's nice to come chill. I'm trying to change the jury's mind for the trial for case 4 right now, but I got distracted talking about magical girls. Alright, I should get back on track with this though, otherwise I'm gonna forget what the jury said because of my goldfish brain memory. No, Estinian's not bad taste. I'm thinking more like Emmett. Oh, and Fandaniel. Everything... My feelings about Fandaniel are Keisha's fault for sure. Entirely. Oh, Emmett, I love him, but I will fully admit he's a time. He's a mess. I will not call him good taste. Oh boy. Oh, Emmett. I do love Emmett, though. God, okay. Let's see. Oh yes, like you drew on the map, you mean. What was it? Calabash Road or something. Precisely. But it seems to me what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not. Well, yes, that's true. And at the moment, there's no proof that shows he did, is there? Listen, I plead the fifth. I don't have to defend myself. I don't have to defend myself at all. Okay? I have the right to remain silent. Well, yes, that's true as well. As I understand, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he? Thanks, Sassy! Oh, I'm gonna be judged so bad when you meet Fandaniel. Well, yes, that's annoyingly true. Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you'd want to get home as quickly as possible. Well, yes. Why is all this true? So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road. Ugh, I'm supposed to be convincing you here. I've given it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't just make up my mind on a whim that he did it. I mean, if there was some logical reasoning why you might have gone the Calabash roadway, it'd be different. Alright, yeah, talk to me after you finish the story. Oh my god, no. Okay, so guys, the appeal of Emmett is that he's ugly, okay? If any Emmett stands try and convince you he's hot, they are on major copium, okay? That is not his appeal. I would not like Emmett nearly as much if he were, like, conventionally attractive. He needs to be ugly, okay? Like, that is where the appeal lies, okay? Like, he'd be so much more annoying, and to me, if he were attractive, and the fact that he's kind of, like, gross and pathetic looking is, like, where the appeal comes from, and am I making sense here? So it's just, like, I embrace that Emmett's ugly, you know? Sometimes you're just an ugly, pathetic little man-fucker, and that's okay. I think that's valid. I'm valid and I'm normal, alright? And that is my hot take on the subject. Alright, I'd be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honest, I would. See, yeah, ugly man, and the more pathetic the better. It's great. Me and Lara are the same. God. You're so right. I love her. Okay, I have to go on copium for my rant there. Let me do that. Let me get the copium out. Okay, there we go. Okay. Then there we go. Alright, I am on my copium. I'm ready to go. Yes, sometimes you're just a pathetic little man fucker. Listen, if saying that means I need to be on copium, then I will gladly take the copium because I know I'm right. God. Alright, so he'd be happy to reconsider his position if we could come up with a good reason that he would have taken the other road. A reason why Saseki-san might have taken the longer way home. Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine he'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one. Okay, so if we can find a good reason.
Hold it!
Let's see if any of the other jurors lead us to one. What is the matter, young man? You're the wife of Mr. Gardeb, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsume his room. The master's wife? Where do you get your ideas, sir? I'm the maid. The maid, you understand. She's keeping up that charade? Ugh, this is going to be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you'd been selected for the jury in this trial, I mean. Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see. My taste is perfect. I'm a creature of perfect taste. I have a refined palette, you know, when it comes to fictional men. I pick either the best or the most horrible little delicacies of a man, you know? It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear, so I'm afraid I had no choice. I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsume, the defendant, takes lodging in your master's house, doesn't he? Yes, that's right. Although he's only been in a little over a week now. And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Natsume look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this? Alright, I'll breathe in the copium deep. Nice copium. I'm having a great time. You know? Oh my goodness me, yes, he's just the sort. Oh, that didn't help us, what? Spending all his time in that dark and dingy room, sporting that unscrupulous moustache. The man never speaks, and don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him. Yikes. I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something. Oh dear. Poor Mr. Natsume. How could people say such things about him? He's just a harmless bookworm, nothing more. Well, you just called him a worm, so... He's just like me for real. Anyway, I'd better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She's said enough damning things already.
Hold it!
A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too, and so is my family's. Oh. The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat. Neither do the wife and kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. I go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late and the work's taken, it's tough. This time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left, right, and center. They're after cheap labor to get the road stuck up to fix it. It's a hard slog from dawn till dusk it is. So, you were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you? That's right. In fact, if I remember rightly, it was just around the corner from where it all happened. By that old bookshop it was. Oh! What? Another coincidence. That's right. Meerschaum Street it was. Meerschaum Street. On the map, Mr. Naruhodo, there are only 3 named streets. Yeah, I guess not. Okay. Okay, so if he was digging around here, maybe if we're lucky he would have seen which way the defendant went? Juror number 5, I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please. What's the point in that? Can't we just get this business over with now? Wait, if he was digging the road, it would have been sucked to walk down. Please, sir, it's important. Like, wouldn't it be closed up? Right? Pfft, fine, I'll do it then. Okay, let's press this. Let's get more details. So if I understand correctly, you're a day laborer and you were doing road maintenance that day. That's right, like I said, you get a lot of burst gas and water pipes underground in the middle of winter. It's the only time of year fellows like me can actually make a few bob. I'm missing out today. And when you say from dawn till dusk, well, the work has to be completed within the day, see? No coaches or pedestrians can pass while it's happening! Yeah! Okay, if I could trouble you, sir. To mark on this street map the exact location of the works you were carrying out. Give it here, then. Let's have a look! Right, let's see, then. Show me. Yeah! Yeah! Here we are, Meerschaum Street. Yes, it was just here, like. It was a tidy dig, I can tell you. We had to get through all the drifts of snow that had frozen solid. Listen, we're figuring it out. I was right, I called it before they even said it. I was like, wait a second, if the road's being dug up, you can't walk on it while they're doing road construction. My brain cells are going so fast. The little hamster wheel on my brain is spinning. And what sort of time did you finish the work? Well, we started in the morning and we can't have finished before gone 6, I'd say. Yeah! the snow had stopped coming down, but it was long past dark for sure. That means the roadwork was still going on when Miss Green was attacked at around 5 o'clock. Roadworks on Mearsham Street, huh? Okay, let's do it! Yeah, I don't need the copium anymore! I don't need it! Okay, so... Yay! I'm out of copium! So, these two...
Objection!
Those two statements are clearly at odds with one another. At odds, counsel? Explain yourself. Oh, I will. Please don't point. It wasn't me, I swear. What? I just want to get this done and dusted. Well, juror number 3. Oh, me, sir. What do you mean? Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what's being said on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited this bookshop to purchase a number of secondhand books. And on the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Mearsham Street, making it impassable, which means that the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Mearsham Street and down Briar Road. Oh, yes, of course. What do you think, sir? Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way. So, the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings. Yes, I suppose he must have. I suppose that must be right, eh? Yeah, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration, but whatever, it makes me look good in court. Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, but we see now that he had no choice. Yes! My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may. Yes? I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. Yeah, this jury was definitely not put together the most carefully, but if it worked out for me, it worked out for me, I guess. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened. Yay! Boop. What about you, sir? Who, me? Well, alright then. If there's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled in. That's what I say. Yay! Alright, halfway there. Halfway there. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful. Well, we've managed to change a couple of minds at least. It strengthened our position somewhat. Yes, and it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if only we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume. Oh, thank you for the thirsty redeem, Riri. I will take a sip. Ah, thank you. We might be able to tip the balance completely. Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do. Von Zieks is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent, by whatever means we have at our disposal. Well, we're halfway there. I still can't really sing with my voice, I can only go like halfway. Thank you, counsel. On with the summation examination, please. Yes, my lord. Alright. I want to also press this old man at the end.
Hold it!
Sorry. Fold it, you say. Fold what? No, what I said is hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often? I like the old books they have in there, yes. I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Ooh, at what time did you visit your books on the day in question? I was picking out books in there all afternoon. It would have been just before 5 that I left. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Ryunosuke, I love him. He's so fun. Just before 5, you say? Exactly when the victim was attacked. Okay, did you see the defendant? Are you sure about the time? Oh yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. Not about to forget that day in a hurry. Not after the dreadful time I had. What happened? Please tell us. What do you mean? Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and donked my head. Wait, he's in a green overcoat! I'm gonna double check the location. But yes, he wasn't actually paying attention to where he was. But he saw somebody in a green overcoat collapse. And he, oh my god. Shit, fuck, we got it, guys, we got this. It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up. What a coincidence! Wait a minute, let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road? That's right, I live in Cornpipe, you see. The problem is I can't scream because my throat still hasn't recovered quite enough. But I'm really excited. I mean, if it's like just his general outdoor coat, I could see him wearing it again. Yeah, could be his only coat. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books. Juror number 6, I must insist that you add that information to your formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant. Sorry? Extremely sick? No, I'm quite alright now. You've changed 2 of the jurors' minds, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, just 2 more to go. Deliver the finishing blow now. It's time to turn the tables here. Wish I knew how to do a Susato takedown. I suppose words will have to suffice for now. Alright, let's do it! Alright, let's pit them against each other. Objection! Those 2 statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. A flaw? What are you talking about, counsel? Well, juror number 2, juror number 6. My, whatever do you mean, sir? I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you. Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. There's at least one fact of which we can be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of second-hand titles. He then returned home on foot. But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey. That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes. Yes, we are well aware of all this. The poor young woman was stabbed, obviously.
Objection!
Can we really be sure of that, madam? My, whatever do you mean? I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim, who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over on the icy streets in the neighborhood. Oh my! My goodness, you mean... That's right, I'm referring, of course, to a hard of hearing juror number 6. Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes was the jolly old gentleman on the bench here with me today? That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim. Well, look at that. My goodness me! Sorry, you need a pee? And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell. On Calabash Road. Therefore, if the person to whom Mr. Natsume saw collapse in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home. Oh my! You idiot old man, if you hadn't been so daft as to be roaming about there, we'd have boxed this off hours ago. And really, what were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat? What did you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk these streets these days, Is it a crime to slip over on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat, is it? No, it was just coincidence, bad timing. My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but you'd like to change your leaning, I presume. I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty. Thank you. I would too. What? Is it a crime to change your mind? Is it? Well, no. Thank you. I appreciate you doing that. Thanks. Yay! Yeah, it should be illegal if there's ice to slip on. Come on, London, take better care of your streets. Well, that summation examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The ayes 2, the noes 4. So the noes have it, not guilty, they say, which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
Oh, what are you gonna say, Von Zieks? Could it seem churlish of me to drink from my hallowed chalice moments after raising on objection? Only to crush it in disgust? Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Von Zieks! It seems I must retract my earlier remark. What do you mean? I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Fuck you! Ugh. Whatever do you mean?
Objection!
I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I've said is the truth. Indeed. Stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you had excavated, sir. That's right, took me the whole day and they paid me a measly 2pence for it. Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me, do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents? Well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue, no. Me neither. 2 yards is a little less than 2 meters. Oh, that's not that long, is it? Yeah, less than 2 meters, that's not much at all! In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. I don't know if Natsume would have, though. Do you not agree, my stalwart friend? Me? Well, I can't say you're wrong, no. What? And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works? I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time! No coaches would have had a hope of passing anyway. We just turn any gentlefolk back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time. The accused is no gentleman as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town. No, I don't think he would have. Ah! Is that true? Is it? No, come on, that's ridiculous. The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road. Ugh, crushed in a single sentence. And, old man, cold man, you can talk! You say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you at the time? Oh, I can't say as I remember. You don't remember. How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was this old man that the accused saw. But I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. Ugh! Oh man. Come on. Order! Order! Lord Von Zieks, explain yourself. My lord. You had such a trenchant argument up your sleeve. Why in the world did you not proffer it during the summation examination? I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel. Oh god, he threw the cloak off. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over. What are you talking about? My lord. The prosecution requests permission to call its next witnesses to the stand. Granted. Bailiff, bring forth the witnesses. Its next witnesses. Mr. Naruhodo, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident. Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less. I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness. Alright, no matter who Van Zieks brings to the stand as his witness, and no matter what they say, I believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent, and I'll keep believing to the very end, until this battle is over. That's right, Ryunosuke. We're gonna do it. Oh! These look not what I expected. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court. Constable Rolly Beat, sir. Nothing to report on the streets, sir. And I'm Mrs. Beat. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young town hero's wife. What's the story here? Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day. No, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired. Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually. Indeed, apart from the rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, check that meters are reading true. And they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our street lights. There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all. I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet, I'd have collapsed long ago. But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor. And a man of slumber. On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat? That's right, sir. Isn't it, Rolly? Constable Rolly Beat, sir. Nothing to report on the street, sir. What a great witness he's going to be. Oh boy, okay. Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident. Yes, sir! Oh boy, I wonder what kind of testimony they're gonna give us. What the witnesses saw. It was our wedding anniversary, and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There's no time to change after work. Anyway, 2 silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor, then the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at a nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rolly and I both saw him clear as day. Oh boy, okay. Whoa. This is extremely compelling testimony, I must say. Oh dear, this policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you established in the summation examination will be quashed. It's a death knell, in fact, because that alternative was never viable in the first place. What an unfortunate chancing, and on your wedding anniversary too. Oh, I know, but I managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. Bruno walks in with a mischievous grin. Thunder! Man, that was a good movie. I loved Encanto. It was very good. Gosh, the life of a London bobby sounds very hard indeed. Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon. What do you mean by that? My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. They are testifying under oath that it was without a doubt the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Uh-oh. And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less, so you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure. Yikes. Except the man's so tired his wife has to do all the talking. Yeah, I feel like if we can get him to talk, there'll be something there. Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense, commence the cross-examination, please. Yes, my lord. Okay. Let's give this our best shot. What the witnesses saw.
Hold it!
No time to change after work, you say. Are you also a member of the police, Mrs. Beat? Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply. Well, I think you could probably see why children and the elderly can't do the job, can't you? I think Raleigh looks ever so handsome in his uniform. It suits you down the ground, doesn't it, darling? What? I just finished my beat. Pat and I were headed back to the station. I was actually planning on getting changed there. Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy. Oh boy. Oh no, Rolly. I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes. Oh dear, that doesn't seem healthy. Kindly adhere to the point. You were going for a meal after you had finished your beat for the day, correct? That's right, sir. Yes. Although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending the whole day on my feet. But policing is my life, sir. As long as I'm the proud owner of this, I'll serve my city and my queen to the end. What's that now? My warrant card, sir. Proof that I'm a London copper. Has the noble founding principles of the force written on it, as a reminder to all of us policemen of our sworn duty. Yeah, don't recognize when not in uniform, eh? Interesting. To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir! For such a noble cause, I cover 20 miles every single day without fail and without grumble. Because I know that the plodding of my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure. So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then. But sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. B puts up with a lot being married to a bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. Oh. Oh, what a charming couple. Their young love is such a joy to behold. If a little over the top, perhaps. And then, kindly describe what happened next.
Hold it!
Hold it. Two silhouettes. That's right. They were coming towards us, walking up Briar Road in the opposite direction. There was a rather plump figure, followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man. That does sound exactly like the victim as pictured in this print, and like Mr. Natsume. Yes, unfortunately it does. And you're certain that at the time, there was nobody else nearby? Oh yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there are streetlights on Briar Road, you see. There's nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling? What? Yes, that's right. Of course, there was a light fog on the ground. But Briar Road is dead straight, and you could see a fairly long way down the pavement. And then there's the street lighting as well. I didn't see any other pedestrians. Before sleep takes a firm hold, your answer, please, Mr. Beat. Are you quite sure of what you've just said? Yes, sir. As a copper spends all day every day keeping watch on the streets, I'd swear to it, sir. I'm as sure as my love for Patricia is true. Oh, Pat. Oh, Raleigh. Oh, jeez. They're still maintaining there was no one else around other than the victim and the attacker. It's starting to seem like that must be how it really happened. It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere to run. Well, that didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? He fled the scene all too convincingly. Thank you. I believe we have a reasonably clear idea of the situation just before the incident now. What happened in the crucial moments that followed? Alright, one of them just collapsed on the floor.
Hold it!
Scattered something. What do you mean by that? Oh, well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time. But when we got closer, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling? What? Yes, that's right. It was some old books. I see, old books. Yes, sir! The culprit had dropped a number of them, all around where the victim lay on the pavement. Indeed, as clearly pictured in this photographic print. That rotten Japanese man did that when he did the deed. Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker. Yeah, I like the couple's scarves a lot. I do also find it interesting that their clothes and stuff are very patchy. Like they're not very well off. I'm curious. But we saw him. It was the man in the dock without question, sir. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the top mouth, the stub nose. Everything. Any more insults you want to throw in? That's right. He looked down at poor defenseless woman with those terrifying, intense eyes. And then suddenly threw his books onto the pavement and ran away. I see. This is tough. They seem as though they're telling the truth here. Yet true love is all they need. So true. That's a good point. May I remind the court that this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife. Now please continue. Yes, sir. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at a nearby police box.
Hold it!
Was it your husband who went to fetch help? No, I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I am the proud wife of one after all. Is that right, my darling? What? Oh, yes, that's right. I asked Mrs. Beat to go. I was off duty by that point, but a body's never truly off duty, of course, so I felt obliged to stay and guard the scene. Very laudable, Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance. Yeah, the dent in the helmet where he salutes is a really good detail. He must be doing it pretty hard. That's why I sent Patricia, you see. I told her where to find the right police box. Forgive my ignorance, but what do you mean exactly by the right police box? That's a good point. Maybe if they didn't know what street they're on. Depends on a crime's location, you see, as to who deals with it. Where the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat, so I told Patricia the way to the police box for the beat the incident fell under so she'd go and report it. I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from the Bobby on duty. There's nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know. And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of 2 model citizens. Oh please, you're making us blush. Isn't he, darling? Yes, sir. What Patricia said, sir. Let's move on, shall we?
Hold it!
But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas street lamps, would you? We absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, I'll have you know. Right. The light from the street lamps was more than enough. And my husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he? Yes, and what of the fog? We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. But it's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course. Yeah, that's kind of how weather like that is to anybody who lives in it. Oh, it is, it is! When it's thick, you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm. Yes, alright, I take your point. Now, could you stop shaking your husband about? The constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see. That's why we can tell you for sure and certain that it was that little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling? What? Yes, it was the accused, no mistake. If they have such good eyesight in London, why did they build an extra eye there? Great question, Kobez. London, please respond. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the top mouth, the snub nose. Unmistakable, sir! As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any question. It was Soseki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it? That's their entire testimony? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? I'd have to double-check the court record, but I'm not sure I have much to go on here. Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they say they saw. Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road that day. Yes, I feel the same. Oh, this is tricky. Where do we go from here? So if that's true, where does it leave us? The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony. Oh no, then what do we do? If Kazuma-sama were here... What are you trying to say? I think he would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony. What do you mean, somewhere else? Their statement about seeing Mr. Natsume is unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them, to make the jury doubt if the pair's memory of the day is accurate. Oh, right. Put simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in these statements somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an early and unfavorable conclusion. Ugh, why do I always seem to be so up against it? Okay, yeah, the books. Mr. Lawyer, sir, can I ask you something? Oh, yes, of course. What is it? Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so... It seems like you don't believe our testimony. Is that right? Is it? Well, out with it. What? No. Oh no, it's really not that at all. My husband's a policeman, remember, and I know what I saw. I remember every last detail, everything. Like... Oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped? The books, yes, please do tell us. I could tell you the names of every single one I could. Every single one, please do. We have a list and evidence. And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is. Alright, let's take a quick look at the book list. The picture of Monsieur Lecoq, A Meal for Gabriel, Canterbury Yearnings. Please do tell us. That will do, Miss Beat. No, it won't do at all. That Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of. Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that Rolly will. I really didn't mean to cause offense. Please put your husband's fists down. Perhaps you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Mrs. Beat. Might that appease you? Aw, he's wearing a wig. Oh, thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely. Wouldn't it, darling? Man is out like a light.
Hold it!
Alright, tell us. Judge Wig Redeem. Oh, that would be great, I wish. Yes, we know that there were books dropped at the scene of the crime, as you say. Those purchased by the accused at the nearby second-hand bookshop on the day in question. After I'd been to the police box for help, I decided to have a good look over the area for good measure. I am a proud policeman's wife, after all. I did it for Rolly. And what was your husband doing at the time? Oh, he was lying face down in the snow. Getting some well-deserved rest. Poor guy. He works ever so hard, you know. Ever so hard. Don't you, my darling? Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime. Well, Mrs. Beat, seeing as you've regaled the court with the tales of your powers of recollection, would you be so kind as to recount the titles of the books you observed at the scene? I'd be happy to. Now, are you all listening? There was The Picture of Monsieur Somebody or Other, and What's It Yearnings? Then there was, A Meal for Someone, and the last one was definitely The Thin Gummy Something. There shouldn't be 4 books. You see? Yes, I see there are 1 or 2 holes in your memory. Oh well, they were along those lines, I'm quite sure. There were indeed books found at the scene with titles along those lines, as you put it. Nuh-uh, not all of those. Well, what did I tell you? So I think it's very mean the way you've been implying that my testimony can't be trusted. Don't you agree, darling? Anyone who upsets my Patricia will have me to answer to. Whoa, dude, put the gun away. Oh my god, Jesus. No, please put that away. Yikes, that's scary. Terrifying. Yes, she really is. Oh, jeez. Alright, alright. Come on. Let me back in there. Let me back in there. Let me back in there. Come on. Alright. Let me present the list.
Objection!
Objection! So, you're saying that there were 4 books. That's right, I remember all of them. The Picture of Monsieur Somebody, What's It Yearnings, A Meal for Someone, and The Thin Gummy Something. I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. But there is a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours. Oh no, what flaw? Simply that, at the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4. What? Take that! This is the receipt from the bookshop where the defendant bought his books. Your books? Yes, and it details Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. But as you can see, only 3 books are listed. Only 3? But no, that can't be! I remember seeing them. There were 4 books, I tell you, 4 dirty old books. Oh, really? Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. As you can clearly see from this evidence as well, there are only 3 books. But I just don't believe it. I saw them there, I swear it, I saw them! If that's the case, then where'd the 4th book go? No, madam, I'm afraid your powers of observation cannot be relied upon. So it cannot be denied that though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well be mistaken. Oh no, oh no, no, oh no, no, oh no!
Objection!
Ooh, what's Von Zeke's gonna have to say? It's plainly evident that it is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nipponese friend. What? What cannot be denied is that these 2 witnesses saw the accused running from the scene. A fact that you know very well you have no hope of disproving. Oh, now he's on to us. He's gonna call us out. So you've striven to avert attention from that by dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. Would that be fair? Oh, he sees right through me. But your plan is somewhat recoiled against you. What are you talking about? It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony, in every respect. Oh! You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene on Briar Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found.
Objection!
Then where's the 4th? But what about the photographic print? It only shows 3 books. Quite right, only 3 can be seen in that print. Oh, is there another one? Fuck you. That print, you mean to say? Allow me to present another, one that shows the victim's hand. Oh, why is it so damaged? And yeah, also fuck you for withholding evidence. I don't believe it. It's the 4th book. As you will observe. The 4th book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso. No. No! Order! Order! There, you see? Look at that! Look! Yes. It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling? Yes, sir. Patricia's always right, sir. Let us study the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. Mrs. Beat, the titles once again, if you please. Oh yes, of course. The picture of Monsieur somebody or other. The picture of Monsieur Lecoq. What's it yearnings? Canterbury yearnings. A meal for someone. A meal for Gaborio, in fact. As the court has just heard, the witness remembers the book titles flawlessly, save for a few minor details. Mrs. Beat's power of recollection can only be described as exceptional. Did you hear that, Rolly? The gentleman paid me a compliment. Yes, sir. Flawless, sir. Patricia is flawless. But there are only 3 books on the receipt, and Mrs. Beat mentioned 4. And did the victim buy one too? There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly the 4th book is that which was shown in this photographic print. I'm sorry, counsel, but does that not seem odd? Yeah, God, Zeeks. Just catches me in a trap. I feel like a rat in a maze. Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt? It's not odd at all, my lord. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the victim. The victim was holding her own book? I wonder, what became of that 4th book? Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence. You will submit that in the aforementioned photographic print to the court, please, counsel. My pleasure, my lord. Alright. Fine. Fuck you. Let's check them out. Let's take a better look. So yeah, it definitely looks damaged in this picture though. Aha! Okay, so it is here. Oh, look at this! The book has been badly burnt. You're right. You'd never be able to read it in this state, especially not the latter pages. What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently. A book recently damaged by fire. Why does that seem to raise a red flag with me? Yeah, there was a fire in the maid's house. Is this connected? How? What? Yeah, there was. You're totally right, Kobez. Let me see. It's a book entitled The Lion's Pride. I'm afraid I don't know any English literature at all, so it wouldn't be something I've heard. Wait a minute. The Lion's Pride. That's strange. I think I have heard of a book by that name before. Wait. Yeah, this is the landlord's favorite book, right? It's a title I recognize too, Mr. Naruhodo. Is it the one he lost in the fire? Huh. The prosecution rests. I have nothing further to add. What? You seem surprised, my learned friend. But your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile. The spurious longer route to the accursed lodgings that you tried to establish in your summation examination, and the attempted discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination. Futile? I walked right into this, didn't I? You see, everything we've said is true. Isn't that right, my darling? Yes, Pat! Marry me, Pat! So, perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their positions. Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese travesty? Or is the decision you have to make all too apparent already? You have heard all of the witnesses and seen all of the evidence. This trial has run its course. Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid we are in a terribly precarious position. Yeah, right, aren't they married already? I know, but I wonder if something's up with that. If I fight back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make matters worse. Think, Renosuke, think. What do you do now? No, we need to object.
Objection!
We need to find some way to stop this. I'm not done yet. No, my learned friend. It's over. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense, and you failed. The die has been cast. There is no more room for debate. Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but... I can't think of what to say. If I may, Lord Von Zeeks. Thanks, Susato. It seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point. Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this. Shut up, let her talk. Oh. I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you will have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable. Thank you, Renosuke. Mr. Naruhodo. One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance, so the court will hear you, madam. Go ahead, Miss Susato, please. Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further? Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished. I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you? Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think? It's just possible that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their leadings in a moment. And of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So we must take this opportunity to examine the new... We got it. I did it. Don't worry. Yes, I understand. And thank you, Miss Susato. This is it. Susato-san has managed to win us one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste. The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord. Very well. The defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight into this case and has hitherto been overlooked. Alright, I think it's the book itself.
Take that!
The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene. The fourth book found in the victim's hand.
Objection!
We have already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being in the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. That's a pretty big overlook. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know. Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. No, let me finish my point, Yeah, I like his stylish objection. Would I afford you this opportunity? You led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. Or maybe Van Zieks knows. Maybe he's trying to keep us from pointing it out. So I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. You identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear? Oh, yes, my lord. It's, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence, which means you may very well be on the right track. Yes, I think you might be right. So, counsel, precisely where's this vital clue to this case, which this fourth book conceals? It is right here. Okay. Yes. Such a pity. Do you see the flaky edges? Yes, it was relatively recently. Book damage in a recent fire. That definitely rings a bell. Yeah, let's present it. I would ask the court to observe the back of the book in question. The back? What do you... Good gracious! It's been burnt to a crisp. So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing.
Objection!
Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my Nipponese friend? Oh. Were I to concede the point, if it bears no relation to the case, there is nothing to discuss. So, should you wish to assert that this fire damage is some veiled clue as to what happened that day? Pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does this charred book hide? Well, it came from the landlord's house, a charred book. There's just one possibility here, which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. It's an outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory. Don't keep us waiting any longer then, counsel. Explain this theory of yours. What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fire damage this sorry tome has suffered? Its owner! My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth. About the book's owner. I beg your pardon? But we already know who the book belongs to. The victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor after all. It's obviously hers. I don't know why she had it, but the question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand is yet to be answered. However, as to the question of who the book really belongs to and where it originated. The defense has very credible answers. Good gracious, how can you possibly... Very well, I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember, the members of the jury may very well burn you if your little gamble goes awry. Okay, counsel, the defense's response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. So tell the court, who do you claim is the owner of this burnt book? It is John Gardeb. Present.
Take that!
The answer is the book belongs to the couple who own the house where the defendant has his lodgings. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Gardeb. The landlords. And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know, but... Of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for jury duty in this courtroom today is none other than Mrs. Gardeb herself. Oh my goodness! Me! I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. Gardeb's wife. I'm his maid. Things would be so much easier if you would just drop the pretense. God, something was really funny about how he, like, animated standing back up there so quick. Right then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Gardeb's house? I would never presume to know all of the books he keeps, sir.
Objection!
This is outlandish behavior. The woman is the accused landlady, you say. Oh, thank you for the thirsty redeem, Riri. Alright, I will take a sip here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You implicate this hard-working member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence. Your actions are unforgivable.
Objection!
This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. Gardeb's house. Good lord, what sort of incident, counsel? A fire, my lord. Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite, book called The Lion's Pride. Huh. The Lion's Pride. By Jove, the very same title that's the subject of this debate. Oh dear me.
Objection!
This is risible. All you've told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in a fire. In which case, it would be reasonable to assume that it was burnt to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime. Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was marital discord. Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Gardeb was considerably enraged. Apparently she continued to attack Mr. Gardeb even amid the flames. Oh, how awful! I can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Rolly? Absolutely not, sir. My Patricia would never raise a finger against me, sir. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Had all my favorite old novels in that case, but as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh! Up in smoke. Then the wife started hurling things at me. There was I, backed up against the window, under heavy enemy fire, incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen. So one went out the window. The man had his back up against the window, and he had burning books thrown at him. Goodness gracious, are you suggesting that the book was thrown through the window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime?
Objection!
Yeah, I guess so. No. A thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening of the incident. There's no report of the Gardeb's window pane being broken. That's quite true. We also saw no sign of broken glass when we visited the Gardeb household. But is it not conceivable that the window was open at the time and not even remotely? Let us not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. Yeah, but the room was on fire. So, like, you'd want to open a window to let smoke out, right? No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter. Does the defense postulate this scenario in all seriousness, counsel? Do you earnestly claim that the book found at the scene was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Gardeb's wife? I believe it's a possibility, my lord. That's quite enough. Who? Is it the maid wife? Yes. Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you little foreign trickster. Whoa! You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward. A mean coward! Really? Claiming that our little tiff set the whole neighborhood alight, honestly. Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you? It has nothing to do with this beastly case, not any of it. All you've done is sully our family's name. No, I assure you that was never my intention. Dragging an upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense. I should box your ears, that's what I should do. It's utterly unforgivable. Too right. Here we go. How long have we sat here now listening to this Nipponese spouting out his fancy foreign theories? But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with the mustache, and he ran away from the scene too. I do declare you're right. It's true. Yes, what did I tell you? Makes sense to me. Sorry, what's that? Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord von Zeeks? Always pouring the wine. In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. Yeah, Juror 1 was a witness for the last case, so he's making things hard because he has a bias against us, and I'm like, man, this jury sucks. This makes it so much harder. But then one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best of vintage. No, wait! The mystery of the fourth book still hasn't been... We did the likey. If books are your predilection, my learned friend, study them on your own time. What? No forgive the discourtesy this time? Ahem. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's culpability for the court to hear.
Guilty!
Oh no. Oh
Guilty.
man.
Guilty.
Oh man. I don't know what's gonna happen here.
Guilty.
Guilty.
That's not good. Thank you for that unambiguous response. That's twice now. It's over. Is there anything we can do from here? Mr. Naruhodo, don't give up. Who? Miss Susato? Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet. You're not suggesting... Of course, the defense has the right to another summation examination at this point. You could still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance. My lord, the defense asks to exercise its right to a summation examination. Humph. You believe you still have tricks up your sleeve. I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. This is no time to be downcast. As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. Oh my goodness. To be continued. Oh man, this is a tricky case. Yes, let's save our game. And I think that will be where we wrap up for today. Oh, thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. That was a lot of fun. My voice is a little tired, but oh, I'm happy to be here. I was having lots of fun. Okay. Ooh. Now, oh, thank you for coming, Kobes. Thank you everyone who's here. I appreciate you guys being here so much. Let's see. I think I know who we're gonna raid. Like, she has quite a few more viewers than me, but I'd like to raid Magical Momoka. She's a really wonderful mutual of mine. So we're gonna need a raid message. Let's see. Let me think here. Do you guys have any ideas for raid messages? I'm gonna brainstorm, but feel free to suggest if you'd like. I wanna see if I let's see. Oh, let's book it raid? That's cute. Okay, let me add some emojis to these. How about... yeah, let's do it like this. Alright, here is our raid message. Everybody feel free to grab it. Thank you guys so much for coming. Let's see. So, I believe tomorrow night, as long as we're both feeling okay and up to it, I will be on my friend Yuzuki Ayo's channel. We are going to be playing, doing some New Game Plus of River City Girls. And then the day after that, I will be back live here on my channel. And Freya and I will be playing more of the House in Fata Morgana. So, please feel free to come back for those. I would be very happy to see you guys then. Thank you for coming, and I hope you all have a wonderful night. I really appreciate seeing all of you here, so thank you. Please go pass on positivity and love to Momoka. She is very wonderful, she's very funny, and I think that you will really enjoy her. She's playing some Phasmophobia, which I'm sure is a great time. So once again, thank you guys. I love you all, and have a very wonderful night, okay? Good night!